Alright, quick update on Cake. So I'm really liking the market structure that we're seeing right now. The whole market is pretty much going down. I talked about this in my last Bitcoin video, but I'll show you in case you didn't watch it. You can see on the 4-hourly here, Bitcoin put in this asymmetrical triangle, emmed out and broke to the downside. We almost have filled our price target, but we have also come back and back tested this trend line, so very 50-50 on what Bitcoin's doing right now. Nonetheless, Bitcoin is heading down. We're down about 1% today, and Cake is only down about 3%, which is very good considering the market cap. To me, the setup that we're seeing on Cake right now looks a lot nicer than the setup we're seeing on Bitcoin and the greater market. So if we look at what's going on Cake right now, I drew this quick fib from the recent impulse from low to high. You can see we came up, came back down, back tested the 618 Fibonacci literally perfectly. I mean, if we draw it from the close, it also back tested the 0.5, but I'll be drawing it from the wick up here. I mean, a pretty perfect back test of the 618 Fibonacci in my opinion. We started to head up, and now we are currently back testing the region between the 0.5 Fibonacci at $8.17 and the bottom of the daily EMA ribbons, which are, by the way, still bullish, and the long-term moving average is sitting down here on the EMA ribbon at $8. So I'm really liking the setup we're seeing on Cake right now. On the higher time frames, technically the bears are still in control of this bearish momentum since we did top out around about 869. But I think we're starting to head up. I mean, I'm liking the setup that we're seeing. I do think the bears are going to start losing control and the bulls are going to come into play soon. And why I think that is if we come down to the lower time frames, you can see not a crazy amount of volume, better than what we've been seeing the past couple of days. That is 100% for sure. We are seeing a slight increase in volume as we are coming into the daily EMA ribbons. These are the 4-hourly EMAs, so these are slightly different to these EMAs that we've got going on here. But nonetheless, you can see we've come into these EMAs, we've had an increase in volume. The bulls are in control of the lower time frames, and we are currently resetting this right now. So we'll see if the bulls have enough momentum to push back above the 4-hourly EMAs, which would be very healthy, above approximately $8.26. So basically a break above 820, 830. I'd say 830. That would put us both above the 0.5 Fibonacci in the 4-hourly EMAs. If we come into the hourly time frame, bears are in control of this last move down, but they are losing control. Not a lot of volume coming in since we have topped out. Nonetheless, if we do hop back above these hourly EMA ribbons, which looks like we're sitting on the short-term moving average right now. If I make the short-term moving average slightly thicker, you can see we're literally sitting on the short-term moving average right now. So I'd personally like us to hold where we're sitting around $8.13. But on the higher time frames, you can see that we have room to move down to as potentially low as $8 without this uptrend getting kind of shaky. So I am liking the setup we're seeing on Cake. If we look at the money flow indicator as well, the money flow indicator on the daily, while it hasn't 100% bottomed, and I would like to highlight that we do normally bottom approximately around 8, 14, and most of the time we bottom around 20. Like a few times we've slipped slightly below this, and I don't think we've ever had a huge uptrend up to 70 and then come down and bottomed below 30. So every time we top out, we actually did it here. It was miles above from where we are from now. So I don't see too many similarities in that. So I would imagine we're going to bottom between 30 and 20. Worst case scenario, the money flow indicator is technically saying that while we are near the bottom, there is potentially more room to move to the downside. So that is potentially something you should keep in mind if you are planning on entering a position on Cake right now. So I'm actually personally looking to enter another trade on Cake. Now, if you watch my videos from a month ago, we were all the way down here at $5 on Cake, and I said that I was taking out a long, I believe we were on the 4-hour, I think it was a 4-hour flip when we first saw this coming on Cake. But nonetheless, we jumped in from this trade, and from where we got in, you can see this went up approximately 86% or so, so a very nice growth. We're currently still up about 38%, and in the lower time frames, we're in the 4-hour again. You can see if this low holds, and we do flip these 4 hourly EMAs, I will definitely be considering making another long position on Cake. I would like to see the 4 hourly EMA ribbons flip bullish first. Now, I know Cake doesn't really get too many views on my channel. I do get way more views on different altcoins. I quite like Cake. I like the setup of the chart. I think it's a good project. So even if, you know, the analysis that I do on this is kind of underappreciated and not as many people watch it, I will continue to cover it because I do like the chart setup of this. I was also going to point out we could be kind of Wing out, but, you know, we are kind of losing that momentum now. We are back testing these lows, so not really a W in my opinion. But nonetheless, I still do like this ascending support that we are seeing going on right now. The bulls are in control of the lower time frames, and once again, I'd really like to see the 4 hourly EMA flip. So once we flip approximately $8.27, I'd probably wait for a daily close above this region, because you can see previously we put in 4, 8, 12, 16 hours above these EMA ribbons on the 4 hour, and then we continue to fall back below, and we did make a higher low, so, you know, I have no complaints there. But for me personally, I'm looking for a daily close above or around approximately 8.30. Once we see that, then I will be looking to add to my Cake position. And another reason I'm so bullish on Cake is not only because it's got good fundamentals and a good chart, but you can go over to Binance and you can stake this for 70% APY. And, you know, I also believe an increase up to our first Fibonacci, the macro 236, would yield us with an 80% increase. And as you can see, this will be a big area of resistance. So, you know, taking profits around this red box could be a very, very likely and very healthy trade to go on. And, you know, worst case scenario, we end up holding the trade for a bit, get 70% APY on Binance. Either way, you know, I'm liking Cake. I'm liking the setup of this right now. Not the craziest amount of volume coming in. Normally Cake's pretty good. You can see as soon as we start these uptrends, we normally start them with a big increase in volume, and we haven't seen that yet. So I'm going to wait on the short term. I will give you an update if I do plan on entering a trade, but, you know, as a general rule of thumb, I think I need to see above 8.30 get taken out. If we have a strong move above 8.30, a daily close, and when I say daily close, I mean I'd like to not only have a daily close, but have around 24 hours worth of data traded above this long-term moving average here. So if we chop around going up, that's when I would really look to enter my trade. So that is all I've got for Cake. I do like the setup for this chart. It looks very nice. My personal price targets are between $13.72 and $14.50. That is all I've got for Cake. Once again, great setup. I like the fundamentals, and yeah, I really like this chart that we're seeing right now. So that is all I've got for Cake. I'm going to remove this fib because we've invalidated it, and I don't see the retracement target getting hit. But yeah, that's all I've got. I'll give you an update once I do enter a trade. If I do enter a trade, obviously if we landslide, then I will have second thoughts. But in theory, the 618 Fibonacci down here, approximately $7.50, we will be extremely healthy as long as we hold 750. So that is all I've got for Cake. Once again, not financial advice. Cowboy out. Peace.